Hi, I'm the Recruiting Maven and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos. I do so appreciate your support. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I do have a playlist of career advice here on YouTube, so please feel free to access that, as well as I do private career coaching and resume writing and a few other services. Please check out the description box below for that information. With that said, I wanted to dive into today's conversation, and that is one of the law of attraction. Most of the time when you hear that, people just want money. They want to win the lottery. They want to, be the next big thing and be a movie star or whatever it is that that may be of a goal for them. And I don't think that anyone has, in particular, at least has not been my experience, that I've seen anyone talk about the law of attraction and job hunting. I just felt very motivated the other day, just sitting down. I grabbed a piece of paper and I started writing about the subject. And I know there's a lot of people who are incredibly good at it, great speakers on the subject matter. There's so many people out there that talk about that as well on YouTube, and that I do respect, and some of them I do follow. However, again, I just wanted to put it in correlation to job hunting, because and just boil it down to the simple aspects of that. Sometimes there's so much information out there that even I get lost. Even I'm not sure what's the best approach. And then, I've heard a lot of people say, well, I've tried this and that doesn't work. And I've tried the other thing and that doesn't work either. And so it can be, trial by error, right? And so I think it really has a lot to do with your mindset in its purest, most simplest form. The other thing is it's really about maintaining positivity, and I'm not talking about somebody who's always really happy. Not talking about that. And there's the people that do those vision boards, which are great. That has never worked for me. Sorry, people out there who do that and and have great success. Kudos to you. I admire you. Great. And then there's those people who get into the vortex, a la Abraham Hicks, and that is great. And no judgment here on that either, one way or the other. I think that if you find value in that, then that's what you should be doing and that's what you should be following. However, there's so many approaches, again, that I think whatever works for you is really what you should be doing, right? I appreciate the ideas, the creativity, all of that, right, from all the various channels that you can get that information from. However, I would just advise you to, whatever it works for you, works for you. For me, it's writing a list. That's it. There's not a lot to it than just writing a list that is meaningful to me. And so some people may say, well, those are my annual goals or my New Year's resolution, which I'll include that link about New Year's resolutions and what I really think about it, because I don't really do those and I don't really like those. With that said, to me, the mindset, how you approach a job or job hunting is really going to set the tone for what you actually find, right? So applying the law of attraction, what you want is what you're going to get back, right? What you're seeking is seeking you, right? We've all heard that said at least once or twice. And so, that can be applied to anything, your personal relationships. It can be applied to the people that surround you at work, right? I did a video on that as well. I will put that in the info for you. And, toxic people that surround you at work, why are they hanging out with you? Yeah, maybe you're a really nice person. Moving on. So check out the video for that. So, family, how's family reacting to you? How are your children reacting to you? And how are you responding back, right? They can only respond back to you, at least it has been my experience, based on how you feel about yourself. They're days that I don't feel all that great. Maybe my energy level's at 20% and the next day I'm at 110. And it just depends on a lot of factors, right? We all have good days, we'll have bad days. I think extremes are not always good for any of us, I think the middle ground, that emotional intelligence and maintaining that is very, very important. Extremes, we go through that, but I don't necessarily recommend it because that can get you into trouble as well, right? Maybe speaking out of turn at a job and it's not appropriate. So one of the things that I wanted to say is that, successful people have often been heard say that, you should always hang out with people who are smarter than yourself, because then you're elevating, your energy level, if you will, or your attitude, or, you're learning something, you're coming out of that comfort level, maybe that low energy that you're living in, right? And again, as you approach that job, are you then going to just accept anything that comes your way? That's kind of a low energy. That kind of is a negative way of approaching a job hunt, right? Or job search. Even when you go to an interview, people notice that. I notice that from candidates right away. And a lot of times they, I understand. Again, we don't always have good days. However, changing that type of energy before you get to that meeting, before you get to that interview, is very, very important. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is, just making sure when you approach that job search, whether it's online, whether you're, reaching out to, or recruiters reaching out to you, or vice versa, that you're setting that stage based on how you feel, right? And again, I'm not speaking to those extremes of, being overly zealous, overly happy, because I can tell. I can tell. I don't recommend that. So, it's, are you then attracting, the right jobs based on your attitude, how you feel about yourself? Are you feeling good today about yourself? Are you not feeling so good today about yourself? Do you think you deserve what you're getting? Those are hard questions. Not everyone wants to answer them. There are days I don't want to answer them, right? There's a saying that says, your attitude determines your altitude, and I've always thought that was pretty on point. And I thought, I think that pretty much sets the tone for this conversation. So, if you're not comfortable with yourself on any level, there's times in our lives when we're going through a lot of difficulties and people can tell that we're not comfortable with ourselves, or self-esteem is not at an all-time high. The way of checking that is what you're getting back from everyone else around you, your coworkers, your family members, and what types of jobs are you attracting or not attracting. And again, it goes back to how you feel about yourself, that level of energy, is it a positive energy? Is it a negative energy? And so, in its simplest form is, how are you feeling about you? Because everything starts from within and goes from without. So with that said, I hope you found this helpful. This was really, really meaningful to me, and I actually sat down and I wrote 2.5 pages worth of notes that were meaningful to me, and I felt that I should share it with you. I will say that I do follow someone who really gets into Neville Goddard, and I have been following his channel for a while, and I will link that. I will link his channel below. He reads it so well and so eloquently that I just had to mention that if it's of interest to you. If it's not, then it's okay too. And so, just thought to give you a little bit of food, for thought, possibly a good reference that you might appreciate. With that said, I so appreciate your time hanging out with me in this video. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and please consider subscribing for more career tips and advice. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Take care.